Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inside the Newsroom. I'm Maddie Paul. Inside the Newsroom, we bring you the trending stories of the KELOLAND area. And my favorite part is we bring in our newsroom staff members to talk about these trending stories. And these are the same stories that you see every day on our newscasts and online at KELOLAND.com. Let's get started with the first one right away on this Monday. It's been more than 7 years since the emerald ash borer was discovered in Sioux Falls. If you have ash trees in your yard, now is the time to make a plan for them if you don't already have one. Kelly Vogt got an update on emerald ash borer in Sioux Falls and what property owners should know.
Andre Suschik has been busier than usual with ash trees. He's an arborist with AAA Tree Service.
We've noticed this year more than other years past, it's really taking its toll, and we've been cutting a lot of dead, dying ash trees this season in particular, and it's probably going to get worse the next couple of years.
The emerald ash borer was first detected in Sioux Falls back in 2018. At the time, it was estimated about 40% of the trees in the city were ash trees. In the years since then, the city has been removing ash trees from city-owned property. Homeowners have also been addressing the issue. Today, it's estimated about 10% of the trees in the city are ash. Park Operations Manager Josh Johnson says the biggest concern right now is on private property.
Backyard trees, private ash trees are what gives us sleepless nights a little bit. There's some significant risk with some of those trees.
That's because infected trees can become brittle and lose branches or fall. Arborist Ryan Myatt with Weller Brothers says if you've been treating your ash trees, keep doing it.
If you haven't been, the best thing would to hire a licensed arborist who's qualified and has good insurance, all that good stuff, to come out and remove that tree for you as soon as possible.
If you don't have a plan for your ash trees, Johnson says to talk with a city-licensed arborist and come up with a plan.
And Kelly Vogt joins us now at the digital desk to talk more about this story. Kelly, I'm sure there's a lot to learn about the coverage of an invasive species, especially when we're talking about emerald ash borer in Sioux Falls. So how did you want to narrow down the elements that you had in your story as you were learning more about it?
Yeah, it's kind of a wide-ranging topic, and there are a lot of different angles you can take with the emerald ash borer because you have city-owned trees and you have private trees, and this has been going on since 2018 now, so we're pretty far into it. But really what the city has been talking about lately is the concern of the private trees that Josh mentioned in the story. And, the issue is that if you have an untreated tree in your backyard, it's continuing to, be affected by the borer. And once those trees get weak and brittle, they can fall unexpectedly.
Right. And how did you find the people that you did talk to for your story?
The city actually has a list of arborists. And so I went on that list and I picked out a few. And the first two people I called said, yeah, I'll talk about it. So
I love it. The bug people are all about it. Did anything that they said surprise you?
No, they just continue to reinforce what we've been hearing for a while. As this continues to press on, this infestation, it becomes more and more important to make sure you have a plan for your trees so that there's no damage or you don't get hurt.
Right. And we talk a lot about the science behind this and the environmental impact for your story. So how did you want to make it visually engaging?
Well, we certainly wanted to show ash trees because that's the focus of the story, and we showed some people out working too, but yeah, in a story like this, you got to focus on that tree.
Mm-hmm. And your headline for the story is a question, what's the latest on emerald ash borer in Sioux Falls? Why did you want to keep it as a question?
Because sometimes when, these issues exist for so long, maybe it's easy to forget about it, or maybe it's something you haven't thought about in a while. I kind of ask myself that question sometimes. What's the latest on that? So
made me click on that story. I was like, oh, yeah, what is it?
Good.
And, what do you hope viewers just take away from a story like this?
That
at this point,
if they haven't had a chance to deal with the ash trees on their property, that now is a good time to do it. At least come up with a plan. I know it's too late in the year to treat trees now, and some arborists are at this point just saying just remove the tree, anyway, and don't bother with it. You should talk to an arborist and figure out what their best advice is for you. But yeah, just reminding people that it's important to have a plan.
Lots of good information that you're giving us, Kelly. Thank you so much for sharing this story and those details. And everyone, stick around because still to come on Inside the Newsroom, we're getting a head start on trick-or-treating. Found out why when we come back after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. We are just days away from Halloween, and families who wanted to get a head start on their trick-or-treating made their way to downtown Sioux Falls on Sunday, and Jordan DeSmit checked in on that family fun.
From Sonic the Hedgehog to an alien, there wasn't a shortage of costumes to see at downtown's annual trick-or-treating event. Nora was what she called a Halloween queen.
I just didn't want to be something really cute, and I didn't want to be something too spooky.
The event allowed for some quality time for Samuel Brandsrud and his family.
We have been trick-or-treating across town for the last couple days. This is just another stop, and this is going to be one of the bigger ones, so we're hoping to get a pretty good haul.
So is Nora.
And what do you like the most about Halloween?
Getting candy.
Getting candy? Okay. Why do you like getting candy so much?
Because every kid loves candy.
As each family made their way downtown, they had the option to stop at over 30 businesses.
It's great. The Sioux Falls scene, especially downtown, has really come together to provide a lot for Sioux Falls. So we're grateful for it. Our kids are grateful for it. And yeah, we spend a lot of time down here.
They'll get to trick-or-treat all over again on Friday night.
We're going to do the neighborhood thing. And just try to get as much free candy as humanly possible.
And they already have a 5-day head start.
Jordan, this story is just so much fun to watch. I get so happy whenever you get stories like these that you could just smile and have some fun with, because I bet, did this story help you get some last minute Halloween costumes in mind?
I think so. Yeah, I saw a Lorax in there. Maybe I can be the Lorax.
That's funny. I'll be your
Halloween.
tree.
Yeah.
Or the Thneed. We could do something like that. Nora, was so fun to watch in this story because I feel like it's so difficult sometimes to talk with children on an MOS setting, but she kind of killed it. And I heard that she dubbed herself the Halloween Queen.
She did. So
Was that her or is that you?
That was her. I asked her, what do you for Halloween? She's like, I'm the Halloween Queen. I had the mistake of asking her what a Halloween Queen is. She looked at me with a look like, really? It's the Queen of Halloween. And sorry I asked.
She's like, come on, newsboy.
Stupid question. Sorry, I should know that. Yeah.
But what was the other one that you included in the story, though, that was so cute? Oh, what's your favorite thing about getting candy or something like that? She's like, well, every kid likes candy.
And the look she gave me cracked me up when I look back at it. She's like, of course, every kid loves candy. Like, what kind of question is that? I'm like, all right, yeah.
It's really cool because, when you work on weekends, you're able to have fun with events like these and you get to talk to families and children. And again, I think talking to children can be sometimes difficult because their answers can usually be those yeses and nos. So for you, how do you like to set up an interview space that's not only comfortable for the kids and the families, but also establishes no yeses and nos answers?
Well, for one thing, you just said it. I try not to ask yes or no questions. And if I do, I better have a good follow-up, And actually what I did, and what you could probably infer from that was I turned my camera on, then I actually knelt down kind of beside her out of the camera shot, and I had my stick mic. And so that's how you could hear me ask her questions really well. So I had it in front of me, then I did this. And so it was just, I looked her in the eye and I had a nice, kind voice, or at least as good as I could have, and I feel like I might be intimidating sometimes. I'm like 6'2", so that might be intimidating.
You got to get on their level.
So that's why I try to get at eye level, and also so they're not looking way up at me, right? But yeah, you just got to treat a kid just kind of like you're your own kid, right? I mean, you got to treat them with kindness and respect, and they'll kind of get comfortable around you.
I love for this specific story, too, you kind of stayed in place with the families who were participating in the event rather than the businesses that were participating. Because there was about 30 that were around doing it in downtown Sioux Falls. And so why did you want to stick with the people experiencing the event rather than those businesses who were part of it, too?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it was because this event was about those trick or treaters. It was them experiencing the event, so I wanted to get their perspective on it. And there's nothing wrong with us talking to businesses downtown. I think it's important to support local and stuff like that. But we've also done plenty of that. I think people have heard a lot of that. So let's hear from the people that are there and experiencing and loving the event.
And it helped me because now I have some ideas for my Halloween costumes. The Ariel and the Flounder one. That one was pretty good. I'm like, I could go for like a flounder onesie. Those costumes are always the easiest too. So I'm inspired. Your story inspired me, thankfully.
Yeah.
Anything else you want viewers to know about creating this story, Jordan, or just having fun with it?
I ran into our own meteorologist, Adam Rutt, while I was out there, actually.
Was he dressed up?
He was. He was a character from Pokemon, I think.
Oh,
I don't remember. He told me the name of the character. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, we'll go scout him out and we'll figure out what it is. How much fun is that? Well, Jordan, thank you so much for being here for Inside the Newsroom. And everyone stick around because speaking of Halloween, I wonder what those temperatures are going to be looking like. Well, on whether or not Scott Munt and Brian Karstens have been doing a pretty early outlook. But up next on Inside the Newsroom, let's learn about incoming rain chances and hear about a sneak peek into the winter weather Doppler special. Stay with us. Welcome back to Inside the Newsroom, Scott Munt.
Wow.
You like that? That's your new song whenever you're here.
What's going on? What's going on?
Did you see that, Boredom Busters?
I forgot about it.
I was going to play a clip for you.
In like the rundown.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, I didn't see that.
You need to see it.
But is that on demand?
It's on demand now, yeah. And so you'll be able to see it. So for people who don't know, I should have had a clip. I wanted to do that too. For Boredom Busters last week, Perry and I looked at archive footage of him reporting.
Of him.
Yeah. So it was from the 80s all the way up to the early 2000s.
And I just have to cut you off because the 80s, when we do Flashback Fridays, with Perry Groten stories in the 80s, I call it Vaudeville Perry.
We brought that up too in the episode. We brought it up because I was like, is that like your brand? Like this vaudeville? And he's like, that's what Scott calls me. And I was like, yeah, I know. Because that's what I hear. And I hear it now too when I listen to his old tracks. Even now, you can still kind of hear it. What was his answer to that? It was something like he never was like intentional about it. It just kind of is what it is, but like people compare it to vaudeville, so he's like, all right, like
on this snowy December day, the kids went up to Tut Hill Park to go sledding. Good job, Billy, you're reaching top speed.
That's exactly what it is. It was really a lot of fun. And like, again, I had never looked at the archives before, so that was really interesting for me, being able to see all of that. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Boy,
so I was going to play
me in stitches already.
Well, I had already showed you because I played a 1984 piece, and then I played a 1993, and then a 2011. So we had 3 total stories.
Okay.
And my favorite one was the 2011 one because it was my favorite stand-up from Perry. And it was when he was playing golf.
Yep, that was the golf one. Yep.
And people were reacting.
I got a sneak peek on that one.
Yeah, so everyone go ahead. If you have KELOLAND Plus, the app, go ahead, watch it on demand. The Boredom Busters. It's called From the Archives, Perry's Journey Across the News. I remember it. And you could see pictures of him when he was younger. It's something else.
And then you can listen to Vaudeville Perry.
Exactly. It was a really cool episode. And then we included some photos from the archives too. And that was cool because I didn't realize like CBS News came to the KELOLAND station in the 80s because of the farming crisis that was going on.
Oh, yeah.
And so Perry was able to talk about that because he was actively a part of that when there was the Bureau in Worthington that he was a part of. So he was obviously making lots of stories during that time. So it was just interesting. I learned a lot.
And you also have the still pictures of him.
Yeah.
And what I asked you to do is do a side-by-side comparison of him and I. Because I'm like, wait a minute, is that me?
Bro, I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll have to do that Oh, come on.
Side by sides?
Yeah, do the side by side of Perry and I.
Okay.
Just see how close we.
We can make that a Boredom Busters segment. How about that?
Okay,
I feel like that would be pretty fitting. You are busy today, Scott. Not only did you have to do Whether or Not Today, but today is a very special weather day in general for KELOLAND, right?
Yes. I'm making the rounds today.
They're milking you here.
The KELOLAND live Doppler winter special airs at 6:30 tonight. And that's when I come out with my snowfall prediction.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on with you, which is almost becoming a regular thing anyway.
Yeah, you're my co-host at this point.
We talked a little bit about it on Whether or Not, and I'll be on KELOLAND Living also talking about it. But I won't give away the number. See, they always try to pry the number out of me.
Well, it's the biggest. It's like the hot commodity. Like, that's why people watch, right?
Well, yeah, that's why that number comes out at 6:55.
So why do you think there's such it's so funny because I remember starting here and knowing about Scott's snow prediction was such a big deal. Like, why is it such a big deal?
Because I've gotten it right a couple of times.
So now it's like serious. A special thing?
Well, back in, it was 2003 is when I put my first one together. And I said between 50 and 60 inches of snow for the season for Sioux Falls. And I remember going through the show, and Jay saw the number, and Jay's like, "Oh wow!" Well, we ended up with 56.6.
Whoa!
And they said, "Okay, Scott, you're doing it from now on."
Really? Just because of that? Now you're like, "Oh, geez, here we go."
Like, oh boy, following year wasn't as good, and I don't keep track like how I did year to year, except for as that year's going on.
Uh-huh.
I've had good years, and I've had a lot of bad years. I'll be honest, but it's fun when you have a good year. Not so fun when you have a bad year.
Well, that's to me kind of the point of like being a meteorologist, right? Like especially when you do predictions like that. Like when you're doing it so far in advance, you're not. It's like a miracle if you're right, right?
Well, and I had a coworker tell this to me at my first job in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Said, forecasting's almost like a game. How close can you get to winning? If you get the forecast right, okay, yeah, you won. But, things change. We know this. We could talk forever about it. The show's only a half hour. This segment might only be, 10 minutes for me to be on?
That we might can't, be 30.
We can't talk, too much about it. And people know that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but, it's always funny to give the weather person a hard time when they get the forecast wrong.
I feel like you're a good trooper about it. Has somebody given you a hard time before and you're just like, you know what, at this point, done.
Well, you know what my new line is? You fell for another one, didn't you? So
that's on you.
yeah. But no, I'm making the rounds, be on KELOLAND Living with our winter special on tonight, 6:30, KELOLAND Television. And of course, the prediction piece is a part of that too.
Mm-hmm. What other pieces are we going to be able to?
I don't even know.
Oh, what do you mean you don't know?
I just concentrate on mine.
Okay.
And then that's it.
I know Brian was looking forward to his segments that he's going to be putting
the beauty
together.
of winter, I think, right?
Yeah, that was something he had said, and so I'm looking forward to that because I need some more positivity.
Yes.
And I feel like I could appreciate what Brian brings to the table about the beauty of winter because it's inevitable. And I know this.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to accept and learn.
Snow's not always bad. I know, we have bad driving conditions. I know people don't like being cold, but snow's not entirely a bad thing. People enjoy ice fishing, snowmobiling, skiing, snowboarding.
I say
snowball
because I always forget about
throwing snowballs at the weatherman.
Oh, yeah. Who said that to you, Summer? She was going to throw a snowball at you.
Oh,
Didn't she say that
that's
months
right.
ago?
We were on this
in the morning.
show.
Yeah. She was like, I'm going to throw one, but probably has to be far away.
So yeah, again, snow's not entirely bad. I know it gives us a lot of headaches, especially when traveling, making plans. If we get a big storm system to come through, it ruins plans. I know that. It's all part of the season.
Let's get some rain first, though.
We can use that rain.
I think we
could. And I know the harvest has been going pretty well, too, because of all the dry conditions we've had. But there's also that elevated fire danger that comes along with it, especially when we have strong winds of what we had yesterday.
Black Hill's seeing the snow, though. You guys keep talking about it.
Well, and that's not uncommon either. Come October, they should be getting snow. And there's a chance that, they'll get a couple of snow showers. It won't add up to too much. And we're looking at the highest elevations of the hills as this latest system moves through today, tonight, and tomorrow.
I was watching a cut-in this morning, and it was Brian doing the cut-in on our channel. And he had started it off right away, like, we're going to see some snow. And he, pauses. And I was locked into work. I was like, here, let me show this. I was typing away on my computer. He said, we're going to see some snow. And I went right to the TV. I was locked in at that point. Like, what do you mean we're going to see snow? And then he's like, in the Black Hills area. And I was like, oh. Okay.
Did you have that dramatic pause?
Yeah, and it worked because I watched. So Brian, good on you with the pause because that
he knows what
pay
he's doing.
attention.
He knows what he's doing.
For this long, I feel like he would know what he's doing here, huh?
So are you looking forward to the snow season?
Staying positive.
Man, we know that answer, don't we?
Staying positive. Today was warmer than I thought it would be, and I keep saying that because it keeps surprising me.
Yeah,
I
above
think I
average.
could start my walks again. Like honestly, I'm like I could figure out a way.
Well, this morning we had the south wind overnight, keeping us warm. We had temperatures near 50 for this morning. Did you walk?
No, not today. I thought about it though. I wanted to.
Okay, near 60 for a high. We'll have cloud cover, keep our temperatures down, cooler than what we had yesterday, but that's still above average. We were waking up to temperatures real close to our climate average, which is in the middle 50s.
Okay. I mean, I'll take it.
With the cloud cover, we're not warming much. We'll continue with the south wind, and we'll see how much rain we get. It will be cooler tomorrow. The winds will also come in from the northwest. Feel much cooler, too. Kind of blustery. Brian likes to call it crock pot weather.
Oh, I say soup weather.
Soup weather, yeah, you could call it that, too.
Are you a casserole or hot dish person?
That's coming in from northern Illinois, outside Chicago.
Yeah, what are you going to say?
We just said what the dish was. I don't know.
Oh, you don't call it anything, really?
No. My mother really didn't make those.
Oh,
It
okay.
was more like meat and potatoes and type of stuff.
Okay. So it's neither. Yeah, it's straight up
Yeah,
not either of those things.
So I'm out of that debate.
He's not part of it.
Wash my hands clean of that.
All right, Scott.
Well, what
we're
do
out
you
of
call?
time.
You brought it up. How about you?
You'll have to find out next time.
Oh, we out of time?
Yeah, we got
It
to
was
go.
fast.
I know. I think I'm a casserole person, though. I'm not the hot dish girl.
Okay.
I don't say that at least, but I understand it and I respect it. We always said tater tot casserole instead of tater tot hot dish, okay? I'm
See, never had it growing up.
going to bring it tomorrow.
Are you? That in the PSLs
Yeah, I
that
keep
you've been
saying I'm gonna
promising
bring
too?
you the PSLs.
I like your
Yeah, I gotta
snowflake
bring you all
charm you
these
have
things.
on this morning too.
Okay, that's it. We're done.
The snowflake charm.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, it's a flower.
I know. To me, it's snowflake.
Get this kid out
Or
of
the
here.
Doppler
He's got a
special.
Doppler special
Thank
to
you.
get going to. Bye, Scott. Thank you for being here. And everyone, thank you for watching. That's all the time that we have now for Inside the Newsroom. But guess what? There's always more trending stories to get to tomorrow and the rest of the week. So until next time, have a great day, everyone.